Hello, everyone. It is Sunday evening. It is the 16th of February 2025, and thank you for being here tonight. It is Sunday Night Live, which means I'm live as I have been every Sunday night, almost every Sunday night for the last 5 years or so. Can you believe it's that long? So it was just after COVID started back in about uh, March, April 2020, when I first started doing live videos. And I can't remember whether I did Sunday nights first and then added in Friday nights, or if I did Friday nights and then I'd need to look back to see. I'm not sure which one I did first, but it wasn't very long and we were doing the two. And we have done those now for close to 5 years. So how amazing is that? Can you believe it? Hello, Nairi. Hi, Did Roz. Donna's here tonight. Hello, Margaret. We have Leslie and we have Susie. Hello, hello. Hello, Stemple Confetti. How are you going tonight? We've got lots and lots of friends here. Lynn is here. Barbara, Kerry, hi. We have another Margaret. We have two Margarets that I know of so far. And there's more. There are more that might join us because sometimes we have all the Margarets. I'm just looking through names, and I'm so sorry if I have missed yours. I'm just looking through, and there's just too many people to remember. Oh, Janine. Oh, Janine, did you say your husband had a fall? I don't think did I know that and I forgot, or did you not mention that before? But he's home, is that right? Glad to hear. Oh my goodness. So many things happening. So some of you, I think I had told you on Friday evening that my dad had gone back into hospital after having another fall. He is home again. They sent him home about midnight on the same night after they thoroughly checked him out. So thankfully he's home again. Thank you, Sheila, very much for saying that. So yes. Yeah, it's not fun, is it? No, not fun at all. But you just want them to stay well and healthy as much as possible, and that's not always possible. So yeah, we're hoping Dad's doing a bit better. We're hoping for a good week. He does. I think I need to double check. I haven't spoken to them today, but I did speak to them yesterday, and my brother and his wife were coming up this weekend, and I think she was planning on staying a bit longer, staying for a few days to help out if needed. So that's good. So yeah, it's all happening. And then of course tonight, just for a bit of fun, our hot water system seems to have died, but hey, we'll see what happens. We're hoping it can be fixed, not have to be replaced. So there you go. I think you got halfway through saying something, Leslie, and then it cut off. So I'm waiting for the rest of your sentence. You're saying at least we can visit him? Yes. Yeah, he's only 5 hours away, not the other side of the world. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Of course, my husband's family, they are on the other side of the world. So when anything happens with them, that's hard for him. So, but we've spoken to them this weekend as well, and they seem to be doing okay at the moment. So that's good. Oh, 12,000 miles away. Yes. I thought that's what you were trying to say. Yeah. Other side of the world, indeed. Yes. I'm glad he's home too, Kerry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lorraine. Yes. Thanks, Susie. All right, everybody. All right, let's get going tonight, shall we? So let me click over to the desk, and I'm going to turn my my lampy thing on. Lampy thing. It's a lamp. That's what it actually is. I should just call it that. So tonight I thought I'd play with something I haven't played with live here with you before. It's something that's in this catalogue, but I haven't played with it. The other thing I was noticing too, and I really should do something with it, is I have a set called Link Together, which is this stamp set and some dies. Let's have a look at them in here. And I'm not going to play with those tonight, but I'll do those another night because these have got a set of masks, and some of you may have seen me use them. They are fantastic. Okay, I got them in my very first order from this catalogue, and I've barely used them. I haven't used them nearly enough. So I did make a few cards with them when I first got them, and then I got kind of excited about all the other new products and stopped using these. So I'll have to come back, and we'll have to pay these ones a visit as well. Okay, so don't think I'll get to them tonight, but maybe next weekend. I know, they're lovely. I know, aren't they? But what I thought we would play with tonight is something that was new to me. Now, when I say new to me, I didn't get these originally. I have now ordered them and they're on their way. But in the meantime, I borrowed them from the lovely Denise. Okay, so Denise, if you're here tonight, thank you so much for letting me use your dies. And Denise is very smart the way I mean, really, really clever. She's much more organized than me. These are called Memorable Blooms, and they've got some really cool shapes and different bits and pieces. But what Denise does, she puts them in these thingies, little plastic sleeves, okay, on the magnet sheets. And then on the back, she cuts everything out so you can see what it does. So that's cool, right? So she's got the shapes here so you can see, and we see how much it's $98 for the bundle. There's 6 dies in there, and it shows you what they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so these open ones here, cut out these. And here's a little tip for anyone who didn't know this. You probably do know it, but I don't know if you can see. When you look at this picture, it's a bit hard to see in this light, but when you look at the picture in the catalogue, and if you get the real catalogue out and look at it right this second, okay, these 3 are highlighted a different. Can you see that they're actually like a pink color? Okay, like the rest of it is white, but these are pink, like shaded pink. And that's telling you that those 3 shapes have matching dies. Okay, so it's telling you, and that's the ones that are on the, that's the ones down here. This one, and this one. These open ones, those are the ones that cut out the dies in the stamp set. So this is the stamp set. It's really nice by itself because it's a really lovely set that you can color and do bits and pieces with, which I think is really lovely. However, I mean, these are so beautiful. The real star of the show, as far as I'm concerned, is this pairing. Okay, I mean, all the others are nice, but these are really special. And I will give you a little tip for those of you who are going to be watching Craft Along, which is the 27th of February, 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And it's a free video, like a monthly class that I do. And for everyone who ordered with me last month, in the month of January, because this is now February, I am sending out a supply pack to make that project, which has got all the cardstock, all the pre-cut pieces and everything. And we are going to be using these. Okay, so these are going to be featuring in that craft along tutorial. So if you don't have these and you're getting the supply pack, you don't need to purchase them to do the class because I'll be sending you the pieces already cut. So you don't need to have them unless you want them, of course. But if you are following along and wanting to do it and you don't get the supply pack, then yes, you would need to have these. Okay, so just to let me know. Kerry, yeah, I'm 5 hours away from my dad as well, which has been really hard in recent months. So we're wishing we were closer right now when he's going through this difficult time with all the falls and hospital visits and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Hello, Donna. How are you? Hey, Sandra. Nice to see you here. Hello, Maureen. Now, what was it that you didn't know, Maureen? Oh, you didn't know about the shading. Okay, yes, it's the same with all of them. So with the dinosaur ones here on the other page, everything that is shaded in pink, so this one, this one, this one, this one, that, and that, and the little heart, all of those have matching dies. Okay, that is what it's telling you. And that's why the dies are pink, and here they're shaded pink. So it's just like to tell you, yeah, I thought that might be what you meant. Yeah, and same here. Can you see this one? You can see this one has got a diamond, and this one's, that's that one and that one. Okay, so it's showing you which ones specifically match, and all the sets do that. Okay, in the annual catalogue, I don't think they're shaded pink. Let me just quickly grab out an annual catalogue, and I think they're shaded maybe a different color. Yeah, they're not pink. It's like it's almost like crumb cake, isn't it? Like a light beige coloring to show you which ones in here. So when you go through here, they're not shaded in pink, they're shaded in other colors. Oh, okay, well, some of them are shaded in pink. These ones are pink, so yes, they are shaded in pink to tell you which ones match. So it just depends on the set. So some are, some aren't, but you need to be looking at the bundles. So that one's not. So these are green, these ones, because they've got green dies. Anyway, that's a little aside, but you might want to go through your catalogue and see what matches what, and it's a very good guide to help you. Oh, you didn't know that either, Lorraine. See, all these Fun little details that nobody knows. All right. Oh, light bulb moment. There you go. Aha. Or some people call that an aha moment, right? Oh, that's really hard, Susie. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, we don't like to hear that. All right. So there are some nice little samples here. Okay. And if you go to Pinterest or you go online and have a look, you'll see loads and loads of stuff made with this beautiful memorable bloom set. Okay. They're really beautiful. Hey, Tanya. Nice to see you. All right, so tonight I'm going to be playing around with these, but I thought, I don't even know, I might even get more than one card done. I don't know. We'll see. I've just got some ideas about what I'd like to do tonight, and I'm going to use a piece of basic white. I wonder if this is big enough, this piece. I don't know if it is. Oh, it might not be, because I want to do this on it. Is it going to fit? Oh, it is. It does just fit. How about that? All right. So this one's going to need to go on block E, and that's the right size block for this one. And maybe I'm thinking, will I color the whole thing? I can, or I could just use, there's so many options. So if we wanted to color like with watercolor, I would either use Stays On ink, and that's not, the Stays On ink certainly won't hurt the rubber. That's absolutely fine. And the Stays On cleaner doesn't hurt the rubber either. The rubber is a more robust material than photopolymer. If I'm going to use blends, I would use water-based ink. Okay, so it depends. Or the other thing is, if I was going to use watercolor, I could also emboss. Okay, but that takes a bit longer. So you haven't tried it yet, Sheila? All right, well, let's give you some ideas. Let's give you some ideas of things you could do. All right, so let's have a little play with it. Like I said, this one is the star of the show, and I haven't decided. Yeah, I haven't decided whether I want to use that on this card or not, but it's such a pretty die. So the nice thing about this, it's an octagon, okay, and what it does, it gives you a nice stitched edge around the center here. Can you see this? Let me see if I can get this to focus. Okay, and then on the outside, it also leaves a nice design. So it leaves a design on the piece that you've cut it out from, as well as on the piece that you cut out. Okay, so if you look at what's on page 50, okay, of your catalogue, they show one here, and you can see they've got this window that they've cut, and if you look closely, there's all this cute little detail around it, because that's what the die does when it cuts out. And then if you're looking at the actual hexagon itself, it also has a stitched edge around the hexagon. Okay, so it does both. It does a stitched edge on the piece. Sorry, not hexagon. It's an octagon because it has 8 sides, not 6. Hey, Jeanette, nice to have you with us. You're very welcome. So I'm thinking maybe just a little bit of color tonight rather than a ton of color. And I think I'm just going to go, well, where will I go with this tonight? All right, I'm going to go Stays On tonight. And let me double check. And I should have checked this before I started. I want to make sure that my Stays On is actually inky enough. It's been a while since I re-inked it, so I need to make sure it's actually going to be dark enough. I'm doing in black, but if you wanted to do this in a lighter color, you certainly could. But because I'm going to be using some dark colors on this, then I'll get away with it. So let me see if this is going to be dark enough, and if it isn't, I'll just re-ink it quickly and we'll do it on the other side. Let's see how we go. Such a pretty spray of flowers. Look at those. Aren't they beautiful? What kind of flowers? Does anyone know what these kind of flowers might be? Because I can't think what they would be. Actually, that's just fine. I don't need to re-ink that at all. There we go. Put it there to hide that glary bit. All right, so I'm thinking maybe I'll use my markers. That would be a good idea, seeing as I'm still trying to let everyone know how amazing our markers are. And I've been trying to talk about them all month. I've got a bit of acetate here, or I could even use my glass mat, okay, and then just wipe it down later. And let's think about what color we would like these to be. I'm thinking maybe pretty in pink. So I can either color, like I said, onto my acetate, or I could color directly onto my mat. Both are okay for picking up a bit of color. All right, if you need more color than this, then you might use your ink pad on a block. Either of those things would be fine. Actually, let me grab this one. I'm going to squeeze a tiny, tiny bit of water through. I just realized this has actually got a bit of, that's no good. Give me a second while I clean this off because it's got a bit of blue in it from before. Can you see that? So I'm just going to run that color through this so it didn't get cleaned the last time I used it. Okay, it's coming clear now. As it comes clear, then it's ready to pick up more color. So by doing this, you'll get quite a light effect. If I wanted it to be darker, as I said, I would go straight into the use the ink pad. But this is actually going to give me and I'm just going to, and because it stays on ink, it's not going to run when I add the watery bits over the top. And I'm being very, very, it's still not completely clean, but it's going to be okay. It's fine. It's going to give me quite a light effect, but I'm actually going to, I'd like it to be a bit darker, to be honest. So if you ever want it to be darker than what it is currently, we can use a small block, dip it in the ink, and oh, this is a block that's got a stamp on it, but okay, that's fine. And I'm going to, there's still some blue in this, so I'm actually going to get rid of that. Sometimes certain colors seem to hold on more than others. All right, so let me see if this is a bit more pink now. Yeah, it is. Actually, I don't mind the color it ended up. It kind of went kind of like a mauvey color. But the ink won't, the lines of the image won't run because it stays on ink. And you can add water to it and it will not move, which we love. Now, when I'm coloring, I go quiet. I can't help myself. Anyway, I'm just adding a bit here and there. I'm not even trying to color it precisely. I'm just adding a bit of color in the areas that I want the color. Are there any more? Yeah, there's a bud there. And that's, I think that might be it. This stamp, are you talking about this one? That's, I cannot find a home for it. That's why it's still sitting on this block, because I have not been able to work out where that stamp came from. So that's no good, is it? All right, so then what color will I do my, I only want it light for the green for the leaves. What color? I could go a watered down, I could go Lost Lagoon, which would be quite soft, or I could do watered down Old Olive, or watered down, what color do we think? Soft seafoam, I think, is too light. Old Olive? Would Old Olive be all right if I watered that down a bit? Oh, Cherie's here. Ah, there you go. The flowers could be impatient. Yeah, maybe they're impatient. I am not quite sure. It's hard to know, isn't it? All right, let me grab another water painter and see if I can find one that's actually not got any color on it already. All right, this one seems pretty good. I'm going to drop a couple of drops and I'm going to mix it around because I only want it to be very, very light. All right, so you want, the more light you want it to be, the more water you need to drop on it. And so some of these leaves are going to be darkish and some of them will be lighter. So I'm just going to kind of add some color, but I'm not being precise. I'm just sort of adding a bit of color to each one, and I'm not even trying to completely color each leaf. I'm just adding color to each one. But not, you know, staying inside the lines, I guess, is the only thing. But if you don't completely color, so you got a bit of white inside the lines, that's okay. Watercoloring is one of my favorite things to do. And I quite like loose, I would call this loose watercoloring because we're not being very precise or careful. All right, that's fine. Just like that. Yep, Cookie's here. He says hello back. All right, so I'm happy with that. And then this one here, as you can see, this one goes, this cuts out this whole image. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss machine. I'm going to line it up on my machine, and we're going to have that cut out. And let me quickly run that through. All right. So that's not looking too bad. I did miss a tiny bit. I moved it a little bit. Can you see I'm a little bit high at this end? If ever that happens and you're worried about it, you can always neaten it up a little bit by just taking a little bit off the top if you want to. Like this. But totally up to you. You don't, you know, it even looks fine if I don't do that, but yeah. So I'm going to neaten it up a tiny bit. You can see where I moved it. Silly me. I should have used some washi tape to keep it still. But anyway, that's just me. How do we do? What do you forget to do, Lorraine? Oh. Yes, it's a really nice bundle, this one. So thanks for that, Cherie. It's, I think, one of the bundles in this section, in this thing that I thought, yeah, they're nice. I don't need to have them. And then I've seen so many nice things done with them. And then when I was trying to work out what I wanted to do for Craft Along, my favorite card I made, I realized that this set would work really well for the style of card that I wanted to use. And so that's when I asked Denise if I could borrow it for a few days. But I'm really, really happy with what I've done with it. Every card I've made with it so far, I really like. So there we go. All right, I'm happy enough with that. And see, then we've also got this lovely spray. And I was thinking it'd be really nice to have this sort of coming out from behind. Maybe, I don't know, need to work out where, but maybe that could come out from behind. That might be really pretty. And how big is this compared to this? Okay. All right. So I'm going to grab myself a piece of basic white in the thick. And I'm going to cut it vertically. And by that, I mean I'm going to cut it this way, lengthways. So the halfway mark on a piece of A4 cardstock, it's 21 centimeters across, which means 10.5 is your halfway point. Okay, so this is 10.5 centimeters wide. And I'll save one of those for later. I'm going to fold it in half again to create my card base. Let me grab a bone folder and fold that down. Okay. And then what I'm wanting to do is I'm thinking about cutting a hole here in the middle, like a window. Okay. And then this can be through the window, which I thought would look rather nice. However, I also want to add some DSP to the outside of this. And I'm thinking what would look really nice. And I think let's have a look at, because I really love the Floral Delight paper. which I think is absolutely beautiful. And let me grab, and I'm thinking, because it's got a couple of really nice ones in it that I thought would be nice for a background. One is this. Would that go okay with that, with the crumb cake kind of look? Or the other option would be, let me find it in this same set. Actually, I've got a new pack of this paper, and I think I'm going to need to open it. Okay, so this is the paper that I'm talking about. Okay, absolutely beautiful. Let me take this away before I stick my elbows in it, or fingers or something. So in here we also have, let's find it. Oh, maybe I've used it all up. I bet I have, you know. There's also some old olive of this, okay, and I was thinking I could use that. But if I've used it all up, then that's my mind made up. I know now what I need to do. And I'm actually going to put this, I'm going to cut this so it fits right on the front here, okay. So this is going to be 10 centimeters wide, half a centimeter less wide than the cardstock base. And it's going to be 14.3 long, which is exactly the right size for the front. All right, so this is going to go like so, like this. All right, and then I'm going to cut, once I've glued that on, I'm going to stick this on the top and cut through both layers at the same time. Okay. Oh, are we using watercolor paper? Good point. We certainly could have, but I didn't. So this is just on basic white, just if anyone's wondering. But yes, if you wanted to do it on watercolor paper, actually that would be lovely. And perhaps now you've said that, I'm wishing I did. But that's not what I used, but you certainly could. Basic white is not too bad for doing a little bit of watercolor. So long as you're not adding too much water, it's still going to work okay. But it won't hold water like watercolor paper does. All right, so our card is going to be a side opening card like this. And then I want this piece to go through both layers. So when you put this through, you need to make sure you open it out so you don't cut through the base as well. We only want to cut through the top. Okay, so let me quickly do that and run it through my machine. So I cut that hole in the top. And you just line it up so that the octagon die is in the center. The center of the front there. You don't need to measure it, just eyeball it, that's fine. So let's have a look here. Let's take this off. Now can you see what I'm talking about the edge? Can you see it? Now you can see it, right? So the middle piece, this piece, has the stitching. And this piece here has that lovely, like, textured edge. Isn't that nice? I think that's lovely. Oh, I just realized I've got a funny edge there. Okay. All right. So I want to have this so that this piece is coming through here, because I thought that would be really pretty, and that can actually be on the inside of my card. Now, you could, if you wanted to, put a piece of acetate on here to make it into a shiny window, but you don't have to. Okay, you could just leave it like that. All right, so I'm actually going to put that piece down, and I'm actually not going to use dimensionals or anything. I'm just going to glue it straight to the base. You can see this is actually a very simple card, right? So let me close that again. And I just want to work out where I want that to be. Right about there. All right. Now, of course, if you didn't want the window, you could have just cut an octagon shape and then put this on top and then stuck it on the outside. That would work as well. That's also another nice way to do it. Okay, but I don't mind. I quite like a window. What do you guys think? Now, if I was going to use this, and I did originally think I was going to, I would put that down first. I probably still could lift that and put it out from behind, but I don't know if I want to use it now. I really like it just like it is. I think it's really pretty. What do you guys think? Do you think we need this? Or should we just leave it? It's very pretty the way it is. And I'm thinking maybe a little banner that goes over the corner here. And we've got a lot of different choices of banners. Okay, we've got stylish shapes, which everyone knows I love. We've got The Cheerful Daisies has a really nice little banner. The Changing Leaves has a beautiful banner. You think leave it? Yeah, we don't need the leaves as is. Everyone's saying to leave it as it is. Okay. All right. All right. So that's looking good. Now, the other thing I could have done before I put this down, and it would look really nice, was do a bit of blending around the edges, like so that the blending comes out from behind. That actually would have been really nice, and I wish I had thought to do that, but I didn't. So is it too late to take this up? You know what, it isn't. It's not pushed down too hard, so I can actually lift this. All right. So let me put that down for a second, and I'm going to quickly grab. Just going to get rid of the bit of adhesive that's sitting on top here. Mind you, it's going to go back on there, but I just don't want any of that adhesive to end up poking out at all. So the only thing I can't sell you that I'm using today, we don't sell these, okay, but you will find them in like a craft store or, you know, even a newsagent perhaps. Now, the question is, what color will I have coming out from behind? I could have Pool Party, and Pool Party is always nice. Okay, that would look really pretty. Or I could stick with these colors, and I could have maybe the Pretty in Pink coming out from behind. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go lighter. I'm going to have Bubble Bath coming out from behind. So let me quickly find a light pink. Deciding what color. And I'm going to go with the Bubble Bath because that's a bit lighter and that'll be nice. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to add a bit of colour to come out from behind this, this spray of flowers. So let me just get that coming out. So let's see what that would look like. Now, it's not coming out enough yet, so let's go a little bit bigger. And it's very light, but it's going to just be a nice bit of colour coming out. Okay, let's see, this is looking better now. Can you see that little bit of pink coming out either side? Let me put that down very lightly and make sure that's in the right spot. Yeah, that's about right. Push it down. All right, I'm happier with that. All right. So it's got that little bit. Can you see the little bit of pink coming out from behind now? That looks really nice. All right, did we decide? I don't think we decided what banner. The Beautiful Butterflies has a couple of really nice banners, and I might use one of those because I think that would look rather good. So I've got this size banner, which I think will probably be the one. All right, that's a really good size for this. Whereas this one here is probably a little bit long. I mean, I could go across the bottom there or even in the, no, I don't want in the middle. So definitely this one. Let's see, what would fit in here? Maybe the Love and Thanks, that would fit. So let's try that. I think it would fit, or might be tight. Oh no, it fits. It fits. It fits. Okay. All right. Let me grab a piece of basic white. A scrap. Look, see, it's a scrap. Last little bit of this. And then I'm going to use, what color will I use? I think I'll go with olive, actually, old olive. And I'm going to stamp the Love and Thanks on my white here and then cut it out. So let's pop that on there. Gentle tapping so we don't pick up. The thing is, we always just do a gentle tap. Don't ever push on your ink pad because that's when you start picking up extra ink all the way around here. And even doing that little bit of tapping, I still like to run my finger around and check it. Okay, so you just want to go really, really light so you only pick up ink on the image, not on the extra piece around the extra rubber around. because that's when you end up over stamping and you end up with an image that you're not happy with. Okay, so all right, so this is just, it just fits. I'm wondering if it's too close. Do you think it's too close, or are we happy with that? Another option would be the there's a nice little banner in the changing leaves dies that would also be good. I'm just going to try, I'm going to do it with this one and we'll give it a try. It is a nice banner. I know, right? So I'm going to just cut that out with my cut and emboss machine. Like I said, it only just fits, but it does fit. So let's bring that back in. There we go. Looks good. So that one is from the Beautiful Butterflies dies. That's where that came from. All right. Close this up so I don't get myself all messed up. And I'm going to close this one up so I don't get myself all messed up. So is anyone thinking to themselves that you didn't even really notice this cute little bundle in the catalogue? I think it's been a little bit overlooked because it's not part of a suite. And I think the suites get all the attention. Don't you agree? The suites are where everyone sort of concentrates their attention. And so we miss out on some of these other ones. Well, I know I do anyway. And let me double check that oh no, see, I've actually put this over here, so I don't want that over there. I'm going to move this. That's why I haven't pushed it down very hard yet, because I want to make sure that, yep, that's better. So now my dimensional's not sticking out here. And that's where, if you wanted to put a piece of acetate in here, you could do that, and that would also. So what do people think? Do you like the idea of acetate, or would you prefer? Also, I'm going to grab my wig of Stella, and I'm going to wig of Stella over some of these flowers and make them all sparkly, because that's always nice. This is the wig of Stella that's nearly empty. I've got a new one, actually. So I don't know if you can see that bit of sparkle on there. It's very hard to see, okay? Yeah, it's a pretty card, but very simple, all right? And we have to add bling yet. Don't forget that. In fact, I'm wondering, we could add some gold, some brushed brass butterflies. I've got to say that slowly. Or we could add some antique pearls. Do either of those float anyone's boat? What do you think? Butterflies or pearls? They're my choices. 1 or 2. 1 for butterflies, 2 for pearls. Let me know which one you like the idea of. Now, while I'm here, I've also got a new wing of Stella. So let me open that up and show you how, and then I'm going to show you the difference between what we've just glittered on here and then what a new one would look like. All people are saying butterflies. Some people are saying pearls. Some people are saying butterflies. I'm going to have to try and work out which one seems to be the most popular. All right, so what I want to show you is, if you've never bought Wink of Stella, okay, this is the glitter pen that we have. If you've never bought it before, there is actually a way to open it. And I've had a few people tell me they had trouble with their Wink of Stella when they first got it. You take the lid off, okay, and then you unscrew it. And then there's this black band, this little black band here, okay. Nothing will come out of your Wink of Stella until you remove this. Okay, you must remove the black band, okay. And then when you screw it back on, so see you've got this like little, this is where all the glittery stuff is down here, and this is completely empty up here. And so what you do, so it's clear. I hope you can see this, it's clear. What you do is you put this back on, screw it back together, and that's when, let me show you first, there's like a little pointy bit inside here. I don't know if you can see it. No, you really can't. It's too dark in there. But there's a little pointy bit. Okay. When you put this in, the pointy bit pierces through, and that's when the stuff in the bottom is now allowed to come up. Okay, so you've got to take the black bit out, and then you put, now you'll see there's a little thing here. It says push. Can you see it? Hang on. Let's see. Can we read the word push? Oh, there it is. Okay. So what you want to do, watch this here. When I push a couple of times, can you hear the noise it's making? That's, oh, here it comes. There's the stuff. All right. It's starting to appear in the top here. The glitter is coming through, and it's getting to a point where it's almost ready. Hasn't quite come out yet. We don't want to push too hard, because if you push too hard, the glitter and stuff will come out all at once. And that's when we'll get a big blob of glitter. Oh, there's one right there. Big blob of glitter, just like that, right on the project. Okay, let me get my paper towel. What not to do. All right, let me. Oh, gosh. Now I've made it so glittery that we can't even. I might have to go back over it again with the. Oh, wow. All right, so I went completely overboard and did what I said not to do. Okay, I should have been doing this on a scrap of paper or on a block or something like that rather than on my project. All right, let me see now. I've wrecked it. I am going to have to re-fix that. All right, anyway. So I don't know if you can see the difference. Can you see the difference between the glitter that I've just added? See how shiny that is now? And the glitter that I added before, you can barely see it. All right, but I'll fix this. Don't you worry. We'll fix it. And now we have a really, really, really glittery Wink of Stella. So you can tell the difference between a new Wink of Stella and an old one. Can we see this? Now, can you see the Wink of Stella? Look at it. Now you can see it. So this needs to be redone. So I will redo this little flower up here, and I will fix that so that when I put this card up on my page, you guys won't even recognize it. You won't even recognize this ever was a problem. All right, so we're going to fix that. Okay, but I hope that you can kind of see how that looks. I'll be going back over this with some ink and get all my bits and pieces. I'll fix it. But it still looks cute, right? So let's go back. Let's see who wanted butterflies and who wanted. I'm going to scroll back through comments. And it's really cool. Thanks, Sheila. I hope you love it. I really do. Let me see. Yeah, it's one of those things that you notice only when people start using it, Tanya. That's so true. You can't have everything. I know, right? You like it open on the front, Cherie? Yeah, I kind of do too. But sometimes I like the window look. It looks a little bit more polished or finished. But, yeah, it's nice. All right, let me scroll through. Okay, so Barbara said pearls and Sheila said butterflies. Let's go. 2 pearls, butterflies. Oh, it's very even, actually. Oh, that's tough, guys. I think, looking through all these comments, yeah, that's a good idea, Barbara. Great idea. Yes, the butterflies are a celebration of items. So if you are ordering $100 worth of product here in Australia, this is one of the options you can choose, is the bold brushed brass butterflies. Okay, those things. They are fantastic. They are free with a $100 order. Thank you, Cherie. All right, I'm going to do exactly what Barbara said. Let's put a butterfly right here where I messed it up. There we go. And nobody would ever know. Right? And then we'll have another one. We have another one over here, I think. Actually, I think I'll have one up here. And then maybe a little guy down over here. And I'm going to call that a finished card. What do we think? See how shiny it is. Look at that. That's the difference between a new Wink of Stella and a not new Wink of Stella. So my old one really was getting long in the tooth. But now I need to make sure that I don't drip this everywhere. Mind you, once you've done that to a project, it tends not to happen again. So I'm I'm going to put this one aside and I'm going to put this one. And the other thing I like to do is put a sticker on it, like maybe on the bottom or the top. And so that way I know which one is new. Okay, so I know my newest one has a sticker. That's a little tip. If you have more than one Winker Stella, put a sticker on the new one so that you don't forget which one's new. I do the same things with, like, I have several Versamarks, and the newest one I can see what date I actually got this. This is new, inverted commas, because it's actually not that new anymore. The 25th of July 2023 is the last one that I got, and I've still got the date on that. So I actually do put dates and stickers and things like that just so that I can keep track of how new or not new something is, and that's helpful. All right, I'm going to show you very quickly with this. Actually, am I going to do that? You know what? I'm not going to do anything else with this one now. But like I said, we are going to be using this for the Craft Along project on Thursday the 27th. Is it Thursday the 27th? Let me quickly look at my calendar. Oh, hang on, I'm looking at the wrong month. That's not helpful. Yes, Thursday the 27th is when I'll be doing Craft Along. So definitely you want to have that in your diaries so that you can craft along with me that day. So there we go. Here's my card. Now, what did I do? Here we go. This is the piece that I cut out. So I could use this with, with another, I'll save this and use it for another card because it's really nice, isn't it? Isn't that lovely? So love that. All right. Let me put a couple of things, move them out of the way. And then I thought I might show you the other kit that I did not show you on Friday night. And I haven't even opened this one yet, so it's going to be a surprise to all of us. And we'll see. It's not a stamping kit, okay? So it's not a kit that you have any ink or anything like that. It is just a glue and stick kit, as I like to call them. And those ones are not as expensive either. So I think it's $25 if I got the right price on that. And it's called So Much to Celebrate, this one here. Okay, so has anyone checked these kits out? So on Friday we did the other kit, which is the what's it called? Heritage Blooms, I think. Yeah, Heritage Arrangements is what that one is called. And it's beautiful. It's got all these lovely, it's 8 different cards. It's got stamps. It's got ink in it. Pecan pie, a pecan pie Stampin' Spot. And it makes all these 8 different cards. So this is the one we played with on Friday night. And I made up a slightly different, like I went a tiny bit rogue and created kind of with their idea, and then just added a little bit of a twist of my own, did a little bit differently. And we also added some bold brass butterflies to this as well. And I thought that turned out really pretty. So this was Friday nights. And if you wanted to see how that works and all about that kit, then definitely go and check Friday night's video out. Okay. Yes, that's the other one I'm talking about right now, Leslie. Yep. Woven Textures DSP is not yet available, but wouldn't that be nice with some of these things? All right, so this is the So Much to Celebrate kit. So this one is out now. You can get this immediately. And this is the one that I'm talking about that is not for stamping. But I'll tell you what it does have in it that's super, super cute. It has ladybird or ladybug, depending on how you say it. Ladybug little puffy, they're puffy, like puffy stickers. Okay, so let me open that up. So in here we have glue dots, we have dimensionals, see the little mini dimensionals, and we also have these little puffy ladybug stickers, which are really, really cute. I like them. All right, so those are in this kit. Also in here. So if you have someone who either doesn't like stamping or, doesn't want to get themselves in a mess but wants to be able to do something, or maybe for kids who you don't want them messing around with ink, I don't know, because don't all kids love to do that. This is the projects that you make, all right? So it says So Much to Celebrate. There are 3 different cards, 3 of each. And you can see there are lots and lots of elements that you can add to these, all right? So let's turn it over. Here are the envelopes first, and you've got some blue ones. Actually, how many? Yeah, you've got half and half, I think. And then we've got like these petal pink ones. They're really pretty. Those basic envelopes. And then you've got in different languages, depending on which one you need. We've got a best wishes here. Best wishes. So that goes on one of the cards. That's the one here in the middle, see, with the best wishes. Okay. This one has congratulations. And that's this one here. All right. And there's enough for 3 of each. All right. And then we have our card bases. Oh, and we have some more here. We have some congratulations. I like this congratulations. Look with the scrolly scripty. Isn't that nice? That is a really nice paper too. It's really, really nice. Yeah, the die set that Cherie's talking about is called textured. Is it textured notes? Is that what it is? I think it's textured notes. Really, really lovely, those new rectangles. Love them. Okay. Then we have our card bases. All right. So you can see the different card bases. So they're already printed. Okay. So all you would have to do would be, for example, in this one, we would add our best wishes in the middle. You could just do that if you wanted to, but the idea is that you've got all these die-cut flowers that you can add. And you really can add them however you like. Can you see here we've got all different ones? They're super nice. And then we've got, this is like a little skinny card. See the shape of it? I really rather like this one. This is the one that has the congratulations in is it gold printing? These ones are gold. And yeah, these ones are just like, they look like crumb cake actually. So, but I like the gold scripty writing. I think that's really nice. And that's the one that they've got along the bottom of this card here. So you can pick whichever one you like. I'm thinking for this one, I might do this one that says best wishes. And we can change it up a little bit. We could add our own little bits and pieces if we wanted to. But I'm just going to go ahead and do one pretty close to what the instructions say. If I feel like going rogue, I will. But, you know, that's not something you have to do if you don't want to. So, I mean, even just looking like that, it's quite pretty, isn't it? Uh-oh, camera's not wanting to focus again. Come on, camera. Come on. Wake up. Why has it gone all blurry, guys? Oh, it's better. Phew. Okay, so I'm going to use my own dimensionals rather than opening up the dimensionals that are in the kit. But, you know, that's totally up to you. You don't have to do that. I'm just going to put one on either end. And, oh, better not put it upside down. That would be bad. And I'm going to line this up. You can stand up if ever you feel like you're having trouble lining things up. Stand up and you just might find that it is easier to line it up than otherwise. All right, so let's have a look. Now, it does have instructions inside. Okay, so you can see which ones they're adding. And you can see they've actually added and then put the best wishes on over the top. But because we're putting it on dimensionals, you can put them and slide them in underneath. Okay. However many of these you want to use is up to you. But can you see the one? You can see the ones that they've chosen here. All right. So this is card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. It shows you exactly how to put them together, which is rather good. And also we have some little ladybugs on here, and I really feel like I'll need to add ladybugs because that's very important. Adding ladybugs is a necessity, I do feel. All right, so let's see what we've got here that looks like the ones they want me to use. Let's see. Are we looking at this one? I'm looking to see which one it is they want me to use. This one here is one of the ones. And so I could, you know, I can move these around until I'm happy with the position of these. You know, you can kind of, and I probably would put those on dimensionals as well. I think they look, it's up to you totally. All right. Let me see what else would I like to use? This one. So I'll be positioning these, and they're like filling out the background. You don't have to have them, but they do fill out the background really nicely. Let me see what else is on here. And then the other one, which is the other shape? this shape here. That one. It's actually easier to see, I've just discovered, if you turn them over, because the shapes that they've put here, you get easier to identify them when you turn it over the other way. Can you see that? Whereas if you do it this way, it's a bit hard. You get distracted by all the pretty flowers. So I think that looks rather nice, just like that. And then this one right about here. All right, so I'm liking those, and I'm going to put, I think I'm going to put these on a couple of dimensionals, and I am going to use the mini dimensionals that they have included. I think that's rather nice. So one here, one here, one here. Let me see. I'm so sorry, I'm not looking at comments very well. Question from Marilyn. Does using a kit count as a technique? Oh, I know why you're asking that question. Is that for our team challenge at the moment, Marilyn? I don't see why not. I mean, it's strictly not a technique, but I have no problem with you using it as a technique if that's what you would like to do. Or, you know, a technique I normally think of, I would normally think of a technique as being, you know, something like that translates well across a whole bunch of different cards. I don't know if you can see, I've put this flower so it sits on top. You can have some underneath and some on top. I think that's kind of nice. This one, let's put a couple of minis behind this. Yes, thank you so much, Cherie. We have got all the texture sets now, all those papers. That's a great idea too. So she turned over the foreign ovals and used them as a mat. Fantastic idea. All right, so that one there. See how nice it looks with this sort of popped out on top? It just gives it a lot more, it fills it out more, okay? And see, there's not as much going on down here, so obviously that's where they'd like us to put that. There's no point, I could do it this way and having that leaf going that way, or I could do it this way and having that leaf going that way. And I think that's the way I'd like it. So let me put one here behind this daisy. And I might just put those two actually and just slide the rest over the top. Like that. Isn't this pretty? Such a pretty kit. I love the colours too. So this is petal pink. Looks like pumpkin pie. Does it say the colours anywhere? Let me see if I can find them. Trying to see what colours it says. Oh, it does down here. Stampin' Up colours: balmy blue, old olive, pecan pie, petal pink, and pumpkin pie. So it's just really pretty colours. Aren't they nice? All right. So I think we need some little ladybugs. What do you think? We could also add bulbous butterflies to this. Those would also look really nice. Or butterflies and ladybugs. Maybe that's where I go rogue. But I love these little puffy butterflies. Sorry, ladybugs. What am I saying? Now, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 24 and there's 9 cards. Yep. So you would just need to use them a little bit sparingly. Exactly. Looking for comments, guys. Just having a quick look. You've got several made up already? I love trying new techniques, though. You're just being lazy. You know what? Sometimes being lazy is okay. I was lazy today. I ended up having a nap this afternoon. That was lovely. Let me have a little look here. Did you know, Leslie, Cherie, that Rachel is in Susan's team? Did you know that? You probably did know that. I'm going to have one little butterfly here. Okay, I'll keep calling them butterflies, but they're ladybugs. They're not. I want them facing towards, I'm thinking maybe not, maybe one here. There we go. I'm going to call that finished. What do you think? Do we like it? You could wink a Stella a few of the flowers, especially now that I have that fabulous new wink a Stella that's pretty powerful. Certainly could maybe just do the, let me just do the daisy leaves. How about that? The petals of the daisies. Because I don't want to completely go crazy over the top of my whole thing, but I do like the idea of adding a bit of glitter to the daisy petals. Here we go. Can you see how I've added? They're all shiny now, see? So I'm just going to go and add white petals are going to get, or any, not just daisies, but any white petals, I'm going to add the Winker Stella. You have to be a bit careful that you don't go completely overboard with Winker Stella because it's so much fun to play with and I love it so much that I am guilty of wanting to add too much, as you saw me doing with the last card. All right, so there's a bit of white petals up here. There we go. I think that's all I could do the ones that are on the base too, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to do the ones that are sitting up. There we go. What do you think? Do we like it? It does look really good with the, I hope you can see them. I'm just going to turn it in the light so you can see them. Can you see the sparkly petals? Looks really pretty. I love that. All right, so here's our cards tonight. How do we go? What do you think? Did we do good? 1 and 2. Do we have a favorite? Do you like the kit card or do you like the one we made from scratch? And I think that putting that that bold brass butterfly there on top of that little oops that I did was a great idea, Barbara. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you guys had fun tonight. Now, a couple of little housekeeping things. I did tell you that Craft Along is coming up on the 27th of February. Some other things that are happening. I have this month I'm doing the Meant to Be workshop kit as my kit of the month. So for anyone who's looking at purchasing a workshop kit, I will be creating with that particular workshop kit in my scrapbooking video the first Wednesday of next month. So if you would like to craft along with me and you would like to have that set, you may find that a really great way to go. Let's just click back to me so you can see me. Here I am. Let me turn this light off so my face doesn't look weird in the shadows. I've actually got a new light. I just have to install it. So the lighting is going to get better. You like that one? You like the first card? Yeah, me too, Maureen. Yeah, I think Janine said the same. Yes, and Cherie said the same. So there we go. They're both nice, but yes, the first one is the one that has, that has my heart. Okay, so that's Craft Along coming up. Kit of the month. Next month, not this month, but next month at the end of March, there will be a Zoom class. So stay tuned for that. I'll announce at the beginning of March which particular bundle we're going to be using in that Zoom class so that you know which one you need to have if you would like to do the Zoom class with me. So lots of things happening. I hope that everyone's all ready for a new week because the new week is on its way. As of tomorrow, we start off a brand new week. If you're in my team, we have our team live video tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, and I can't wait to see you all there. And then Tuesday, of course, we have Technique Tuesdays. So there's always something fun going on around here, and I really hope that you'll come back and enjoy these designs and enjoy crafting with this gorgeous, fabulous community that we have right here in this group. You're very welcome, guys. Have a fantastic week. Don't forget, if you are wanting to place an order, I've got all the details in the description below, or you can go to my blog at lookwhatimade.com.au. And if you go there is a shop link and you can do your shopping there. And at the moment, until the end of February, every $100 order gets you a free celebration item that you can pick. So there's a whole, those items that you can pick are shown on the checkout page, or there's also a little brochure that you can also click on and see what's in that catalogue. So there we go. All right, guys, have a great week ahead. Hopefully I'll see some of you soon. and stay well and happy. Bye bye.